Hey everybody, welcome back to Game Chase, Fan Chase, RP Legends, however you know me. Unfortunately, I had to cut my channel a little short today. Breaking news, Stanley's passed away today, and this was actually told to me while I was live streaming Red Dead Redemption for Game Chase, and it sort of just cut the entire entire episode short because at first I was hoping it was a joke. I was like, there's no way that he could be dead. He just got done with this whole kidnapping thing with his lawyer and keeping him from his family. He's finally free. He's finally back in line with things. Everything's going great for the man. There's no way in heck that he could possibly die. It would be incredibly unfair to him. But sure enough, that's exactly what happened. Um, I'm in the background area of the studio, not actually at the studio. We were just rebuilding it, getting the lights in and stuff, in preparation for Fan Chase, which is the culmination of our channels. We had a thing called RP Legends for role playing events. We had one called Game Chase for gaming. We decided that we're just going to add all that together and we're going to create Fan Chase, and we're just going to pursue everything fictional related, anime, games, whatnot. But let's be honest here. That's not what we're here for. I really need to understand what happened. So we're gonna go into this and we're gonna read up a little bit more about exactly what has transpired. This is from CNN. I'm not saying I'm a fan of CNN. I'm just saying this is the first one that got brought up. Stan Lee, the colorful Marvel Comics patriarch who helped usher in the new comic book era, superhero storytelling, and saw his creations become a giant influence in the movie business, has died. He was 95. Kirk Schneck, an attorney for Stan Lee's daughter, tells CNN the comic giant was taken by ambulance from his Los Angeles home on Monday morning to Cedar-Sinai Medical Center, where he later died. The cause of death is yet unknown, according to Schneck. Lee began his career at what was to be a Timely Comics in 1939. Over the years, he was a writer, editor, and occasional illustrator. But bored with the output, he was preparing to leave the company, and when his story took a sudden turn, for many years the business has been dominated by DC, the national comics creator, yada yada yada. And in the late 50s, DC started reimagining its heroes, kicking off comics historian, silver age of business, but those figures were still largely otherworldly, dimensional, yada, yada, yada. This is all seen in its perspective of things. Point is, guys, Stan Lee, he had just gotten done with that tragic event where I don't know how else to say it. He was an icon and a great man. He was one of the few people who truly believed in the world of fantasy, fiction, and he really helped us escape from the cruel reality of our lives and our world. And he's going to be incredibly missed. And I don't. I mean, this is all fresh to me. You know what I mean? That this is something that I didn't expect. I didn't expect this at all to happen. And so as a result, here I am in the changing room section of Game Chase. At the back section, you'll never see this. There's usually a big old green screen that covers this all up. But this was so sudden and so crazy that it was just something I had to talk about and discuss. It's going to throw me off for a bit because, when I had saw Stan Lee last, it was at the comic convention. It was during that time where there was rumors that he was under lock and key. His bodyguards were keeping an eye on him and stuff. I even went as far as to like look at Stanley and say, "Listen, if you're being kept here without your permission, you tell me right now, and me and everybody in the back will beat the crap out of your bodyguard and free you. If you give me like a little wink, we'll take him out." I said all that, and then I was asked to move along. So clearly the bodyguard didn't like that too much. But the point is that oh, so what this was a bit ago. It's jokes aside and stuff. It bothers me greatly that he went through all of these problems, and then when he's finally home, he really only got to enjoy maybe a week or two of that, maybe a month at most, of true freedom, reuniting with his family. He probably didn't get all of his affairs situated yet before all this happened. And then, here we are. It's just such a tragic event, and I'm very saddened to hear this. I don't really rightfully know what to say. Stan Lee, all of our wishes go to you. We will mourn your loss. The comic book industry will probably never be the same. This was a huge blow to the comic industry. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not the greatest person in the world to cover comic related situations. If you want my honest advice, Comic Historian, Comics Explained, Rob and Dan, those guys would be the best people. They got two other guys there. I know he keeps giving me the name, Comic Pop, and you do good work. I'm just terrible with names. But Benny. I'm sorry about that, Benny. That's my fault. That's names. But yeah, those guys would be the best people. I'm sure they're gonna have a video about it. They're gonna give you a lot more information. It's gonna be much more visually stimulating. I'm new to everything, guys. I'm new, and I'm just really coming in this as a fan. Not a hardcore fan, not an elite fan. I wish I was. But back in the day, money was tight. You can't sit there and be a big comic book fan if money is extraordinarily tight. We didn't have a lot of comic book shops where I've lived. I mean, the closest comic book shop back in the day was, I mean, at least 30 miles away. Not 30 miles, but like 30 minutes away. I didn't drive, and even now where I'm at in the Bay Area, it's a struggle to find things. The Castro Valley maybe, and that's about it. But this this really comes as a blow, and I'm not really sure, what happened. It was probably stress between you and me. You know what I mean? The guy had his blood drawn. That can't be healthy for a 95-year-old man to have his blood legally drawn and used for profit by a corrupt lawyer. All of the mental stress and trauma that probably played a huge role on his physical health. Um, Honestly, everything that's happened to him up until now was probably the direct result of what escalated his untimely departure from us. But that's just conjectural. That's just neither here nor there. I'm in no condition to make those kinds of statements. I don't know enough about things. This is just what I theorize. Might have happened. It could be any number of causes. I mean, he was 95. It could have just been his time. I just wish that it was spent more leisurely, more to his advantage. You know what I mean? Um, it's a shame that that's happened, guys. I'm not really comfortable about it, and it's gonna bother me for a while. I mean, I'll update you guys when I get more information. But as far as I know, this is what happened. It's unfortunate, and I'll probably talk more about it. Maybe I'll do a live streaming today that just talks about Stan Lee. I wish I had bought the Spider-Man game because that would have been a perfect game to play while talking about the departure of Stan Lee. You know, um, but yeah, guys. I mean, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but our prayers go out to him and his family. Um, I don't know what this means for the comic book industry at all, guys. I don't know what's gonna happen now. Things are gonna change. That's for sure. I hope it changes in the right direction. I hope things don't get worse for the comic book world. Um, but in closing, guys, like I said, this is a gaming channel called Game Chase. I have another channel that's called Fan Chase. It's got 0 subs, 0 subscribers, zero nothing. I wasn't planning on putting anything out there just yet because I was gonna. We got a bunch of big stuff planned for Fan Chase, and a logo would have been preferable. I don't have a logo yet for that. But for now, I might post this there as well, just to talk about everything that we're doing, everything that's going on, and episode 1, a great legend dies. But legends never truly die, guys. Stan Lee will be with us in our hearts forever. His legacy will live on way beyond us or anything that we could possibly fathom. You know what I mean? Comics and superheroes is Stan Lee. There's really no ending to that. You know what I mean? And he'll always be watching us. So I don't know how to close this out. This is Jedico from Game Chase, RP Legends, Fan Chase. There's no subscribers there. Hey, if you do subscribe to Fan Chase, guys, or you find Fan Chase for some weird reason, let me know your name because I want to keep track of the first subscriber for Fan Chase going forward. But that's what happened. God bless you, Stan Lee. You're going to be missed. Have a good one, guys. Peace.